Now, I've said it before, and I'm going to say this again. I used to be a youth pastor and an associate pastor. I was in the ministry for a little over 4 years. I personally feel that there are two subjects in a child's life that should only be brought up by their parents and should not be taught by other means. The first one, of course, being sex. Most parents have a hard time teaching their kids about sex because then they would have to admit that their children are or could be sexually active or masturbating or growing up. So a lot of parents pull back and let the schools lead their children through that experience in life. But the second thing I think is parents need to teach their kids about salvation. Teach them about a foundation of faith. Now, I personally have two boys. Like I said, I used to be a Christian pastor. I have the degree and the license to prove it. But I teach my kids how to be good people. I believe that what is given to this world, what we give to this world, is what we will be brought back to us. So you need to teach your kids, as I teach my kids, to be good stewards of the earth, good stewards of the money they receive, and just to be good people overall. The reason my kids stopped going to church, and one of the main reasons why I stopped taking them to church, was not just because that I didn't want to be a part of church. I was not hurt by a church or anything. The reason was I felt that churches focus too much on trying to save children. My child was 3 years old in children's church, and they were trying to get him to say the sinner's prayer. Tell me, what would a 3-year-old understand the sinner's prayer? Why would he understand that salvation is a lifelong decision? He would not understand. He was 3. So we stopped attending churches at that time. I believe that churches are good. They do have good hearts. But the attempt to save a child, to save a parent, is wrong. Now, I'm going to have many people disagree with me, saying that that's not what churches do. But it is. Your children's ministry is there to save that child, to bring them up in the way that their parents aren't bringing them up. And then in a roundabout way, your plan is to get those parents in the seats of your church in those pews. And that's a wrong intent. I believe that children's church needs to keep their hands off my children's salvation, other people's children's salvation, and focus on things that they can understand, like, why is mommy and daddy getting a divorce? Why was my friend abused? Why was I touched by my neighbor? So on and so forth. But people don't look past that. People just think salvation, numbers. They want that crown with the jewels. They want the big house and the mansion and the streets of gold and the crystal seas. It's ridiculous. So my thing is to you parents is that let salvation be taught, religion be taught by you. Don't leave it up to a church. Don't leave it up to a friend. It should be taught at home by you, just like you should teach them about sex and sexuality. Thank you.